In the absence of offensive firepower, Alabama has found faith in an unlikely hero, but not as unlikely as you think, especially if you watch our show. Welcome to Way Off Sides. Stick around. Let's talk about it. 3, 2, let's go. Yo, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever the case may be. Welcome to your favorite Alabama talk on YouTube. Way Off Sides. Let's pay Skip. Skip, how many A's is it, brother?
Way, this is all caps, WAAAAY, way.
Thank you, sir. Bill's got your check in the mail. Thanks for joining in. It's your boy Cotton here representing the Way Off Sides crew. How you doing? Football's tomorrow. Feels good, doesn't it? We got a live show tonight at 8 p.m. You're not going to want to miss it. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, do all the things so that you don't miss it. You don't want to, I'm telling you. You don't want to. Because I'm going to talk about something today that should give you a glimmer of hope in a world of Ryan Williams. Fans are turning to a different Alabama wide receiver with a very, very hopeful outlook for the rest of the season for one guy. I've told you guys for months that this wide receiving room is very talented, so talented that they have 3 potential first rounders starting. Ryan Williams, of course, future first rounder. Isaiah Horton, who I think could if he stays healthy. But the other guy I've been talking about a lot, and I've referred to him as Mr. Reliable. I started talking about him last year after the Iron Bowl. Jeremy Bernard, the Washington transfer. Yeah. I'm telling you, you guys need to subscribe. Sometimes I know what I'm talking about. Sometimes we're gonna ignore the fact that I hyped up Justin Jefferson all offseason. We're gonna ignore that. The chat will let me hear it on the live. Be sure to be there so you can laugh at me along with them. But in Alabama's 31-17 loss, Jeremy Bernard was a bright spot and he was a key player for Alabama's offense, and he led the team in receiving. Surprise, surprise. He had 8 receptions for 146 yards. Even had a rush attempt for 3 yards. Bernard was a bright spot, as were some other Kalen DeBoer era guys from Washington, Parker Brailsford and Josh Cuevas. Ryan Williams was pretty much not a factor in this game. He did have one play where he was kind of open and Simpson overthrew him, would have been a touchdown. But outside of that, Williams struggled in this game, just much like he struggled all last season after the Georgia game. He just wasn't a highlight. Now, some of that is not a fault of Ryan Williams. Like, defenses know how good he is. They're zeroed in on him. There's one play where he had 3 FSU defenders go with Ryan one way, and it leaves Jeremy Bernard wide open on the left side of the field. Simpson hits him for a first down. Big play, actually. But Jeremy Bernard looked really good after the catch, too. Again, I'm just going to gloat here. I've been telling you how good this kid is. Mr. Reliable. You've got the showstopper in Ryan Williams. You've got the speed in guys like Rico Scott. You've got the body in Isaiah Horton. This guy, Jeremy Bernard, is the guy. He is becoming quickly a fan favorite, not just because of what he does on the field. He encompasses what we're used to at Alabama. He encompasses the mindset. He's got that dog in him. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says. That dude is out there playing his best. And he said this week, and I love it. I love it. He said, I told the team, I said, that dude across from you is trying to take food off of your plate. Are you going to let him do that? You trying to feed your family. He don't want you to. Are you going to let him? It starts in the locker room. It starts in practice. He said, hey, practice is the hardest part of the week. It starts here. It's a dog mentality. You got to reach down and find that monster, quote unquote, all the time. Now, that's infectious to guys like me, man. If he can bleed that over into the rest of this team, by golly, we cooking with peanut oil. We'll see. That remains to be seen. But Jeremy Bernard is right now the sole, I don't want to say sole, but he is the guy that reminds me the most of a Saban era player on this team. I don't think that's far-fetched to say. Not to say that there aren't other folks who are. Again, Parker Brailsford played lights out. You do have some Saban era guys like Tim Keenan who didn't play, Jam Miller who didn't play, Josh Cuevas had a game. But this guy, I think, should be wearing that C on his chest. I think that there was a mistake made somewhere along the line. And it's been there. It's been right in front of our faces. Last year, he almost hit 1,000 yards. If he didn't have Ryan Williams on the team, he would have gone for 1,000 yards. He had 50 receptions for 794 yards last season, and only 2 touchdowns, which tells me this was a guy that was moving the daggum chains for Alabama last year. Don't believe me? Go back and watch the Iron Bowl. Go watch it from last season. They're going to need him this year. They're going to need him in Jordan Hare. I want everybody on this team to adopt his mentality. This is Mr. Alabama right now, as far as I'm concerned. That's not to take away from Ty Simpson, not to take away from Deontay Lawson, not to take away from these guys who have been there, who stayed loyal and true to the program. But if there's one person on this team right now that I trust, it is Jeremy Bernard. I trust that he is going to go out there and do what he says he's going to do. He's not sitting there talking all this smack about the disrespect will be addressed accordingly. And then you go look like a complete ass on national television. Boys, everybody's making fun of you. And it's not just folks like me who have like low tier podcast and YouTube channels. It's national media. Everybody's making fun of you. You played so bad this weekend. Nobody's talking about how good FSU could potentially be. They're just talking about how bad you are. That's the story. Jeremy Bernard doesn't want it to be the story. He's going to be the guy that is going to try his damnedest to raise Alabama from the ashes of what could be a burning dynasty. That hurt to say out loud. Man, that hurt to say out loud, but it's not wrong. It's not wrong. You have the most talented roster in the country. Bernard comes in with Kalen DeBoer and is showing you up, Mr. 5-star recruit, Mr. Football. Again, as far as I'm concerned, Mr. Football at Alabama is Jeremy Bernard. Now, it's not to take anything away from Ryan Williams. Ryan Williams is a spectacular, tremendous, stupendous player who is going to draw double coverage, even triple coverage sometimes, all season long. But I told you guys this, that Jeremy Bernard was the guy to watch this season because everybody was going to be so focused on Ryan Williams. It's also the reason that Jeremiah Smith probably won't have as good of a season that he did for Ohio State last year. Takes nothing away from how good he is. He's the best wide receiver in college football. But folks are going to be scheming for him differently this year. Now, the coaching staff didn't do Ryan Williams any favors sticking his tiny butt in the slot. That was crazy. That was crazy. That was wild. But didn't matter for Mr. Bernard. Put me wherever you need me to go. I'm a dog. I'm going to go get my yards, baby. It's interesting that the guys who played the best game at FSU were the guys that came with Kalen DeBoer, but everybody wants to call Kalen DeBoer soft. He knew how to do something. He knew how to get the best out of his guys that have been with him for a long time. So what's the problem with the guys who are committing to him at Bama? Well, the problem, and I did a whole video on this, is that they've spent their entire lives watching Alabama dominate. And now that they're committed to Bama, they've reached the top of the mountain. They're getting paid. They've reached the top of the mountain. The roster isn't as deep, so they don't have to compete as hard for playing time. You better believe Josh Cuevas, Parker Brailsford, and Jeremy Bernard came over from Washington going, we got to prove something if we want to play with these dudes. And we're going to, by golly. Y'all play so bad, y'all got Kalen DeBoer on Hey Coach saying pissed. But not Jeremy Bernard, man. Mr. Reliable. I've been telling y'all all offseason, that dude is legit. If he can bleed over into the rest of the offense and the defense, Alabama can beat anybody in the country. It's there. The talent's there. It's just a mindset. Jeremy Bernard's got it figured out. So is he an unlikely hero? No, not for those who have been paying attention. He's not. Is he going to be a hero? Yeah. I think he'll be a bright spot. No matter how this season turns out, Bernard will be a guy we all look back and go, I miss that dog. Because guess what? He's gone after this year. We're going to talk more about that tonight on our live at 8 p.m. Central Time. Be sure to be there. We'll do all our picks for the rest of for the weekend. It's not a great slate of games, but just come join them with us. Be sure to like, subscribe, leave a big roll tide for me down in the comment section. If you're not an Alabama fan, leave a big go whatever and let me know where you're watching from, please. We cover other teams too, so feel free to subscribe, hit the notification bell. All fan bases are welcome here at Way Offsides. I can't promise that the chat will be nice to you, but our moderators will do their best to handle it. Okay. All right. Thanks for sticking around with me. As always, y'all are the best. Say your prayers, read your Bibles, wash your hands, horns down, beat Auburn and LSU and Tennessee too. Roll Tide.